Now, I know a lot of people have asked me, okay, are you and Fancy friends? Have you guys ever been friends? Like, kind of where have you stood? Fancy and I were never friends. We may have had small communication on TikTok at one point. It wasn't paragraphs, it wasn't anything like that. Um, and she would reach out to me, and I started getting a funny feeling about her. And then she reached out to me on Facebook, and she tried to add me on my Facebook, and I added her and then I unadded her almost immediately because I just started getting like a really funny vibe and I didn't know what it was, but I was like, I'd rather be safe than sorry. After that, I kind of saw like her blow up with Ryan, and this is Ryan, the content creator, not Ryan Anderson. And I didn't really like the way that situation was handled. And so I kind of started side eyeing her, but I already had bad vibes about her to begin with. And so I would distance myself. Then I would catch her like on lives and stuff, like talking junk. So I just blocked her. Now at the time when the micro deletion came out, Fancy was the one to announce it and say that had been what was in the medical records, because she does have the medical records. And my followers had sent me her videos about it, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't watch them. And everyone kept saying, like, did you not see this chromosome disorder? Blah, 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 blah. And so I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, not really thinking too far into it. And finally, one day, I saw it, and I saw the poster child. You know, that one that I constantly post. And I thought originally that was Gypsy Rose. That's why I didn't pay it any mind. And I didn't pay attention to the fact that it was a chromosome disorder. I just saw the little girl's face and I'm like, that's Gypsy. Okay. Oh, well. I didn't really think that much into it. Y'all, I found out that that was the poster child. Now that blew my mind. I sat on the edge of my bed for like hours. So I did a video about it, and I gave Fancy her flowers for it. And I also mentioned the nurse that she had been working with at the time. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. But I said, like, this was astonishing. Like, it's a great job. Thank you for bringing this to light. And I moved on from that. Now, after that, Fancy had a couple of people message me and ask me to unblock her on TikTok. And I was like, no, when I block people, it's for my own boundaries. I don't like renege on that. And that's with anybody. And I was like, I just never really had a great feeling about her. I just don't feel like it's just not she's not my cup of tea, and that's okay. And that doesn't mean that there's anything bad about her. She just doesn't jive with me. They were like, oh, okay. And then here and there I would hear, oh my gosh, Fancy says that y'all used to be friends. And I'm like, no, we were never friends. And I found that odd because when people start saying that you had been friends with them, that you legitimately, there could have been no confusion that we weren't friends. Like, that's weird to me. And attaching yourself to me when I don't know you is odd. But then it was like every time I turned around, she was bashing me. Then she'll say, oh, let's come together and unify and blah, 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 blah. But then she's following all my troll pages and then talking bad about me on somebody's live. That's not somebody that wants unity, right? And you can say one thing with your mouth and then your actions do another thing. And I'm a very intentional person. I say what I mean what I say. There's no extra fluff. I'm a Taurus woman. And Taurus women are very direct. I'm just going to tell you what it is. Either you're going to take it or leave it. If you want to leave it, that's your issue. It's whatever. So those are kind of the things that bothered me. I do think Fancy has some great information. I think that, she does know a lot about the case. She has had, direct contact with the Blanchards in terms of in person with Christy and prior to Gypsy getting out of prison. So she does have, the medical records, and she does have other things that she has, done a phenomenal job on. And so I don't want to take that away from her, but she just isn't my cup of tea. And the issue that I really have is the entitlement that she feels. And I get it, she, exposed information that maybe we would not have had access to had she not had done it. But when someone says you're not their cup of tea, that's okay. There's a lot of people on here that don't like me, and that is okay. They're entitled to feeling that way, and I really don't have an issue with someone saying, I don't like Nina. Okay. For every one person that doesn't like me, there's 5 others that do. Life goes on, and that's kind of been my issue at the end of the day. And when I cut people off in terms of like cut off access to me, it's not me saying you're a nobody. It's me just saying, let me protect my space, my energy, especially when I know people have bad things to, like, they'll say bad things about me and they don't even know me. Just because you decided you wanted to paint that picture, that is not who I am, right? And I know this about myself. So what I'm not going to do is allow people in my space that feel like they could tear me down and then try to stroke me. That is not okay to me. And that's where I draw the line. And for me, that's the reason why, Fancy and I just can't connect. And that's okay. And I am not saying, anyone that follows me shouldn't follow her. Listen, you watch and view whoever you want to. You are entitled to that. That is your phone. You pay the bill. And who am I to say anything about that, right? I don't even want people to feel like they have to choose or pick or anything like that, because everybody should be able to enjoy who they want to enjoy. And that really has nothing to do with me. And I want to make that very clear, because I know people feel like, oh, well, if this content creator has an issue with this content creator, then, I feel like I'm in a rock and a hard place. No, you don't ever have to pick and choose. And if you feel like you have to pick and choose, then pick the other person. I'm not your cup of tea. Okay, so that's just kind of where I'm at with that. And I wanted to put this out there because, I have heard some really crazy things. I have seen recordings of things that she said, and I just want to clear the air and let you guys know, because I also see where there's comments where you guys are like, oh my gosh, you and Fancy need to get together. No, we don't. And that's okay. Okay. But I'm also going to add a clip from a video that I did this morning, and I want you guys to see it. And this is a couple of things that I think we should do for the new year, and things that I have done. There's one thing in there that I've repeated twice, and that's because I feel like it's very important. So I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now. We are going into a new year in less than 30 days. And I think there's a few things that may help a few people. I don't know who this is for, but if it's for you, take what you need to take and leave the rest. Wake up with a grateful heart. Say 3 things every morning that you're grateful for. Don't be a people pleaser. No matter what, focus on you first. When you wake up, say 3 things that you're grateful for as soon as you open up your eyes. And it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. It could be just as simple as, I have 2 eyes to open. I had food to eat yesterday, and I have a place to live. It's something about the universe that loves a grateful heart. Sometimes you have to be okay with being the villain in somebody else's story. It's their story to tell. Manifest what you want in life, and then just believe it. Put in the work and trust your journey. You're not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. No one is going to be loved by everyone, and remind yourself of that. So don't worry about being accepted. Be you, and the right people will come into your life. Know your worth and don't give anyone discounts. When someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. There's no need to give 2nd, 3rd, and 4th chances. They don't deserve it. You're worth too much. Self-care and loving yourself is not selfish. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. When you're making decisions, be logical. And don't make emotional decisions. When you make decisions when you're emotional, you tend to make errors. Your mind is clouded by those emotional thoughts. It's better to make decisions when your mind is clear. Try this next year and let me know how it works out for you guys. Bye-bye for now.